Hey all, welcome back. So in today's video, we are going to discuss about trigger rules. So what is trigger rules in Airflow? Trigger rules is used to determine whether a task will run or not, depending upon its previous task. So the execution of previous task decides the running of current task. So we will see from a current example. Let's dig deep into trigger rules parameter. So there are various options for trigger rule which you can see. First is all access success. So this means all the upstream tasks should have been executed, then the current task will run. All failed. This means all the upstream tasks have been in failed states. All done. This means all upstream tasks are done with their execution, irrespective of whether it is success or failed. All skipped. It means all upstream tasks are in skipped state. One failed. This means either one of the upstream tasks has failed. One success. This means at least one of the upstream tasks should have succeeded, irrespective of other whether it got failed or skipped. One done. This means at least one upstream task has either been succeeded or been failed. None failed. This means all the upstream tasks should have been in success state or in skipped state. None failed, min one success. This means all the upstream tasks should not have been failed and at least one upstream task has been succeeded. Then comes the none skipped. This means uh, all upstream tasks should either be in success or in failure state. Always. This means there is no dependency of previous task on current task. So let's see from Airflow UI. So this is our DAG. Let me unpause our trigger rule DAG and let's go to code. Okay, so I've imported all the necessary libraries. I've set the default args with owner as Airflow and start date as one day before current date. I've created the various tasks. You can see task 1, task 2, task 3 and so on. And I've created DAG with ID trigger rule DAG and passed the default args and schedule as none. Then I've created two simple tasks running with Python operator. Then as you move down, you can see the trigger rule parameter. So this means one and in this task 3 I have set the trigger rule to one failed. This means if either of the above task has failed, then run one failed task. Then you can see the trigger rule as one success, and you can see task 5 trigger rule has been set as all done. Then task 6 trigger rule has been set as none failed, and task 7 trigger rule has been set as one failed. Let's run our DAG to see. And let's go to the graph view. Let the execution of DAG finish and let's refresh our DAG. Okay, so you can see at the beginning we have task 1 and task 2. This was a simple uh, task with Python operator in which I'm just calling the function and it's basically printing uh, pr- uh, the task from which it has been run. Let's go back. So here you can see after these two tasks, task 1 and task 2 are run, task 4 ran because we have set the trigger rule as one success. So if either one of them was success. So this trigger rule should have run, and this got skipped because its prerequisite task didn't fail. Now, if we move further to task 5, I've set the trigger rule as all done. This means all the prerequisite task execution should have been completed. Then in task 6, I have set the trigger rule as none failed. Since in the prerequisite task, you can see none of this uh, task got failed. That's why task 6 got run and task 7 got skipped since none failed. Now let's do one thing. Let's change. Let's change and let's fail one of the tasks. So in order to fail one of the tasks, I'm just raising a value error and click on save. So let me refresh for the code to reflect. Okay, so now code got updated, code got reflected. I just uncommented this line, raise value error as error, and let's run our dev. So here you can see task 1 got failed and task 2 was success. So since task 2 was success and task 1 got failed, so task 4 got ran and it got success because one success accepts either of the upstream task is success. Task 3 ran because task 1 got failed and among the two one got failed. This time it isn't got skipped as you can see in the previous run. Now task 5 got run because all of the prerequisite tasks got run and it irrespective of whether they are success or failed. None failed since the previous task run successfully. That's why task 6 got ran and task 7 got skipped since the previous task was a success.